Okay, here is how you are going to do the diary project. So there are two parts to this project, the timeline and the diary entries. Let me open up the PowerPoint. Okay, so you are going to research any event or conflict in the world that forced people to flee their homes. So any event in the world that created refugees. It can be anything that did not take place in the United States. The goal of this project is to get you guys to think of something that happened outside the United States. The first part of this project will be to create a timeline of your event. So here are some sample events. You could do the Holocaust. You could do the the tsunami in Indonesia. You could do the Armenian genocide. These are just possible ones. You do not have to choose one off this list. Once you've chosen the one that you're going to do the timeline of, then you are going to make up you're going to make your timeline, and then you are going to write historical fiction about a person who could have lived through this conflict. Once again, this person cannot be from the United States. You're going to make up diary entries for this person. So you're going to write like you are that person writing in their diary. For the timeline, you are going to make 10 real events in chronological order from history. They have to be put into your own words. They can't be copied and pasted. To get a 3 on this, you have to have 10 events in chronological order. They all have to be written in your own words. To get a 4, you just have to have 15 events. For the diary entries, you have to have 3 entries, and you're going to be writing as someone who could have lived through your event and become a refugee. So, for example, if I had chosen World War II, I could write as someone who survived World War II and had to become a refugee. For example, the Diary of Anne Frank. That is not historical fiction, though. That is actually history. Each entry has to be at least half a page. Each entry must be realistically dated. And entries, somewhere in one of your 3 entries, you have to give your person a name, an age, tell me what their life was like before your big event or the war, whatever you choose, and then tell me how they respond when real events from history happen. So if I'm choosing World War II, I could put Kristallnacht, a very famous event from World War II, and I could say how my person reacts when Kristallnacht happens. The journal entries, ignore that due date on there. I forgot to take that off yours. As long as you have the length requirement, give them a name, an age, and show me their day-to-day life, you'll get a 3. And if you put those historic details throughout in each entry, and make them a little bit longer, that's how you'll get a 4. If you would like to see this example, you can watch that on your own time. And then I have some examples here that you can read closer to see the difference between a 3 and a 4. Their timelines are pretty much the same. But you can see here the difference in their journal entries between a 3 and a 4. So I'll let you read those closer on your own time. Please email me if you have any questions about this.